Oh, there it is. Alesis Strike Pro SE Special Edition. They came out with this in 2000. Was it 19 or 20? It might have been. I'm gonna say 2020 because I kind of don't actually know the exact date. But anyway, it's an upgrade over the previous version, which was their flagship. It it had good reviews initially, but then there were some complaints about it as far as I think the trigger hits. It had a different hi hat um, lever module, whatever you want to call it. They improved that. Um, I would have been happy getting that, but I just been putting it off and putting it off because we moved to Austin. So I had a recording studio at my other house. Now I'm just waiting till we get in a position to buy again, and so I can put everything back together. But this is a great drum kit. I'm gonna go over it because I've seen a lot of videos on here that really don't have a lot of in-depth reviews on it, and with the sounds and whatnot. So I'll just give you a little tour of it as best I can. Show you the setup, the ins and outs, and how I hooked it up. Again, this is a custom kit for me. I customized it, and but as you can see, it's really sharp. I'm gonna walk around with it now. Um, Comes in this red finish. I don't know if maybe they improve on it in the next models if they're ever gonna. I'm sure they're gonna come out with some upgrades and changes, but maybe they'll have some more color schemes. But as of right now, it's just red, which is pretty damn cool for me. It's like this sparkle, cool red looking color. I think it's sharp. Um, I paid, let's see, what did I pay for this thing? I got a good deal on it. I bought it used, but technically it wasn't used. It was just an open box. I got it from, I think I got it off of Reverb at some music instrument store in drum shop, and I think in California somewhere. And I had it shipped to me. I kind of just wheeled and dealed a little bit with it, but this retails, I think, you're going to get it probably for around $2,500 if you like go to Guitar Center or American Musical Supply or wherever you get this. But I specifically was trying to just look for something, and I found a deal on it. So I was okay with the open box. Still came with the full warranty. It's basically brand new. I know somebody just returned it because they didn't like it or whatever. I don't know what the deal was. That's what the guy said. But he told me they can't sell it new because they just because it was open. But everything was in it, and I think I got this for around $2,000, which was a pretty damn good steal for this kit because these Rollins out there, man, I didn't want to spend $6,000 for a Roland kit just to have the name. And Roland's a good company, but these are more of a affordable kit for pretty much you get the same shit. And that's what I was excited for. That's why I wanted to get this for the longest time, but I really didn't have any space for it. But I stuck it in the garage now, and I've been rocking out since New Year's Eve with this. You know, I'm an okay drummer. I'm not the greatest drummer in the world, but I can hold my own. But, I just do it for a hobby. Someday maybe I'll play out live. I don't know. Get a band together, but it's not a huge priority. I just dick around with it. So getting into the specifics, so you can see my general setup. I kind of set it up low. I like it low. The cymbals kind of like, I'm into hard rock and metal, so that's what it looks like on the floor. I'll tell you, this kick drum, it's awesome. Makes the kit look real, not like some stupid regular generic electronic kit from the past. These cymbals are cool. They hold up good. I pound the shit out of this thing. I'm pretty much of a hard hitter. So give you a good look at it here. The bracing, the stand itself, the legs, very sturdy. You just can't bump into it a lot. It's as sturdy as it can be for an electronic kit, but I'm happy with it. As you can see, the cymbal stands go through this circular clip, and then the clip clips on the it's kind of dark here. It clips right on the pole. So it's real easy to take these on and off. And I kind of snake the, there's a lot of cables here. You just kind of have to use these Velcro ties that come with it, you know. Clean it up the best you can. I'm sure there are people out there who do a better job than this, but you know, it's okay for me. So, and then underneath the module, they go right into the hi-hats. They're all labeled. Hi-hat, kick, tom. Here you can see it with the tom. It's labeled. Very easy. Very easy to hook up. So they all get one of those, and I put the stand together first. You got to put that together first. And this just the legs extend, and you're going to tighten that up. But very sturdy, very thick. It's not cheap. It's not cheap materials. It looks like it looks good. It looks like it's quality. The front of these I didn't touch, but the back ones I tightened up a bit. Did a couple half turns to get your feel. So let me go around here. So what it came with obviously, I'm gonna sit down here. It came with the the drums themselves, the stand, the cymbal stands, the cymbals, the hardware, the hi-hat, but it did not come with the hi-hat stand. I had to get that separate. Now that's inexpensive. You can get a better quality one. I went with a cheaper one. Does the job. And it didn't come with a pedal. I had to get that. So I'm a double bass guy. So I got the DW3000. I researched that. I was gonna go with the 2000, but I opted to go with the 3000 because there were better reviews on it, and I just like the feel of it. I got this thrown to relatively cheap. Everything off Amazon. I got the kit, like I said, from a drum shop in California. They sent it to me, and I got this the double bass pedal, the DW3000. I got that off of eBay. Guy was trying to rip me off on Reverb. I didn't like it, and he wasn't sending me good pictures, so I went with one on eBay. But yeah, there's no problem. I just had to grease it up. It's used, but it looks brand new. It works fine. Happy with it. Paid less than what I would have. But that's my setup with the double bass kit. I bought this too, this Remo Flam, just so the beaters don't fuck up the kick head, because it's white. I'm sure over time that'll get a little dirty. I'm pretty clean, so I make sure I clean this thing up pretty much after every use, because I just treat it like a guitar or a drum tech would at a show. I mean, take care of the equipment. The better it looks, and the longer it lasts. So that's kind of, the whole thing. We got a lot of shit in the garage here. My wife sells clothing we're trying to get rid of, so just don't mind all this crap. There's usually a Challenger or a Mustang in there, but that's what it kind of looks like. So that's how I have it set up. And then I got, I was thinking, do I really need to get one of those drum monitors? I had one of these Bluetooths. It's a 10-inch, has a 10-inch woofer. So I'm like, you know what, I'm going to check this out. So it works. It does the job. Good bass response. There's highs and lows, and then I got two of them. When people are in here, we kind of jam out drinking here, and when all this shit isn't in the garage. And so this one I use as like a main to the audience, and this is that's just where I put it. That's where my mix monitor in my ears are. So it's just kind of where I like it. I mean, everybody has their own thing, but and then I got my little tablet there. I pretty much just do everything off of Spotify. I have my own tracks, like my drum tracks and stuff. So I created a playlist, and you can see. So there's an out with the audio goes into the aux of this kit is the module it came with. I am very happy with this module. You know, you got all your utility functions. You go in there and tweak the thing, and see, there's like over 150 kits in here, sounds from you know, from techno to R&B to African jungle beats to you know, Latin to rock to jazz, anything you can imagine. But I just use this. I based all my sounds off this Big Bird kit. That's your flagship rock kit in the module. So I went and I customized it to the main kit, and I'll go over that in a minute. But that's really all I use. But I use all the sounds that are prepackaged. I think they're top notch. There's no reason for me to import any others. I really don't. I'm fine with them. Some people may not like them, or they may want to geek out. But this is a good mixer too. You can play with it, and here's your, you know, your mains, and then your aux, whatever music you play along with. But the real benefit here is these direct outs. That's what makes this module fucking awesome and worth it, especially for the price. Like, you can record your hi-hat, your kick, you know, all your toms, all your cymbals, and your snare. So you can send everything out to a Pro Tools rig, which I have, and you can mix it and isolate it. So you can use the sounds that come pre-packaged here and just mix it up, or you can replace them totally. But everything you play then will be isolated on a, you know, each channel on a console, which is awesome. Or you can do, you know, if you don't want to do any of that, you know, the typical, which all the modules usually came with, was the you know, just the main out, one left and right. But the problem is you got to mix it in here, and then you're really just limited. So this is a professional. You can use this for a professional recording studio. I mean, you technically, if you had a recording studio and you really were limited with the drum sounds and the noise, or the you know, real estate or area, where you know, you could just basically sell this. You could hook this up for the drummers. This is your house kit, you know, same thing, and you won't know. You can't tell the difference from a real kit to this one with the samples. It's almost spot on. Serves a purpose for me. So that's the module. So, you know, I got you know, it has the headphone section if you want to play quiet. You know, you won't bother people, and it's really quiet off the mesh. Not like those I had that shitty DM10 kit the one time a couple years ago. That was horrible. It every time you hit it, was that plastic pong pin, and so they decided to do away with that for obvious reasons. I mean, they had to compete with Roland. But the mesh, this is quality. This is tough stuff. You know, I've been banging the hell out of it, and it hasn't gotten dirty yet, which I said I'm pretty clean. I take care of this thing. I wipe it down. I take a little, if these get a little, you're going to get a little stick residue on here, but you know, I just use a little Windex and I wipe it down. You can use water if you're too afraid, but it doesn't take off the black or anything. It cleans up real nice. Especially the bell. You hammer the bell. This is one I use for my china. But yeah. So that's the module. So now I'm going to attempt to show you what these sounds are. I just use regular 5A Zildjian. Got these. They're supposed to be anti-shock, but I think it's just a gimmick. So anyway, yeah, you got your hi-hat. So show you a couple of my sounds and what my kit sounds like, what I did. Again, it's just custom for me. You know, it's just what I use all the time, what I like. Let's see here. So then, you know, the closed hat, that's what it sounds like. Very responsive. That thing, that was the improvement they needed to make over the last version, because there were a lot of complaints with the hi-hat and the responsiveness, but I think they corrected it. I don't have a problem with it at all. And you can tailor underneath, tilt it to where you want to go, but yeah. And then my snare, you know, that's what I use. responsive. And then the rim. You can program like anything here. You can change the snare, you can change the rim, but that's just that's the snare I like. Tom 1, Tom 2, floor tom 1, floor tom 2. You can see. And then kick. See, I got the tight rock kick sound. And then for the cymbals, ride, bell, and then up top I got the China. So that's what I programmed in the mains, and then for the rims, right in this area, I got the tambourine right there. You got the tom, and then the rim, like you got here, the snare. So then I put the splash here because I needed a splash, but obviously there's no more. You can't add any more in here. At least I'm not aware of. Somebody maybe I'm missing something, but I pretty much maxed out all the cymbals, so you got to basically program it in the rims here. But that's my splash. Again, tambourine, splash, tom, and then down here I have another China. It's a little brighter versus the one up here. And then the floor. And then I got another bell on the rim here. And then the floor. So that's it. That's what I use mainly. Pretty much happy with that. So it. So yeah, that's the Alesis Strike Pro SE Special Edition. I tell you, it's a fucking awesome kit. I'm happy with it. I'm glad I got it. It's worth the money. I play this like a lot. I'm always out here. And the thing is, you don't have to piss off the neighbors with a drum kit anymore. You know, I play it loud here. I don't really care, but I rarely ever turn the headphones on. Oh yeah, one more thing I wanted to tell you. The problem is, a lot of people don't want to take the time to learn the module and fuck with it, because the biggest annoying thing is I would say is customizing your kit. You can do the generic kits in there. Like I said, if you're in the rock, you just go dial up the Big Bird. Everything you need is going to be in there. But the problem is, I needed a splash. I wanted to change up the cymbal sounds. I wanted 2 Chinas, tambourine. I wanted the bell. So that doesn't come right out of the box. And I changed the hi-hat. So I really tweaked this. And I'll tell you what, that was the worst part of it. Everything else was easy. It took me about 2 full weeks to get the sound dialed in the way I wanted to. I started playing initially right out of the gate, but then within a day or two, I started changing things up, and then about 5 days later, and then it's like, then you play for a week, and it's like, now I want this, and then before you know it, you get your kit. And this is the one I had. This is one I had for the longest time, and I haven't messed with it. And then the other thing, the most important thing is you're going to have to figure out, the sounds aren't going to be even as far as compression. I don't know if you guys know about compression, but you got to basically raise everything up to an acceptable level. So like, for instance, like if you want to raise your tom up, you got to also raise the rim up if you have anything programmed in there. You don't even have to have anything programmed in. I mentioned too, you can choke these. That probably is the worst part of the kit, and it's not even bad. but you can only do so much with an electronic drum kit. I mean, you can't grab the whole cymbal. I mean, if you grab the whole cymbal, you can choke the whole thing. You kind of have to get used to choking these. You got to grab it right on the edge here. If you grab it in here, it isn't going to do it. Like, you know how you would choke a regular cymbal, you grab just anywhere. And this one, you're going to just practice it a bit, but you got to grab it right on the edge, and it chokes every time. But it's a little bit of a learning curve there. You got to make sure you grab it at the sweet spot. Otherwise, it won't choke. That's the only, if I have one complaint, that's kind of not a real kit. It's not, but whatever. It wouldn't be how a real kit would be. But anyway, it still works. You just have to practice it. Just like I said, you just got to practice programming your sounds and playing with the kit so you can tweak this thing. People usually don't want to do that. That's for whatever reason why you don't want to spend time on it. But I mean, shit, if you're going to have this and play it out and play it as a hobby, whether if you're making money from it, you want to take time to tweak it and learn it. Just do it. And what was the other thing that I wanted to mention? The kick pedal. Yeah, it's responsive. It doesn't. Good for double bass pedal. There's no complaints. Sounds like a real kit. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say about choking the cymbals. The direct outs, like I was talking about this kit. Here they are. The direct outs are right in underneath. Obviously, these are the inputs, so you're taking everything from your hi-hat goes into the hi-hat input. But if you want to send it out, if you want to say mix to a recorder, you're going to take the hi-hat and then send it out. So that's where these are all the outs. On a regular kit, you wouldn't have these. I'm sorry, on a regular generic run-of-the-mill electronic kit, you wouldn't have these. You just have these. You're just limited to your main output, and that's just the left and right channel, and you mix it in the house right there, and that's it. You can't really tweak it after that. But this is what makes it special. These direct outs. You can send every instrument out on its separate isolated track to mix and record down. I mean, most people don't even read that manual. I didn't. I just basically went in there and fooled around with it, and I just figured it out. It's pretty easy. You're going to hit a lot of the, you're going to go and do the effects button, and this thing's going to change, and you're going to scroll through it, and I'm not going to go over that because that'll take that's like an hour video right there. I'm not going to do it. So if I figured it out without a video, you guys can too, but that's the only thing. You're going to have to play with if you want to really tweak this thing, you're going to have to play with it a bit, get your custom sound, and like I did, and it's gonna take you a little bit. Like me, it took about 2.5, 3 weeks or so until I found my what I liked. Even I moved the cymbals around and everything. But if I set this up again, I'm just gonna take pictures of everything, and I know what I'm doing. I can break it down and dial it back in real quick and set it up. But everything's different. Everybody's different. You got different tastes. So that's the kit, man. I'm telling you, this thing's great. I guess, the only other thing I'm really going to get on it is another, one of those cart tables. This is makeshift. I just haven't gotten I don't know why I haven't bought a cheap stand, but I'm going to get one that, basically like a laptop stand. But, and this thing I tried, this drumstick holder, it's kind of a piece of shit. I bought that off Amazon. I'd get something else. It's really kind of cheap, and it falls off a lot, but that's that's third-party shit. And also it came with the snare stand. It's a good snare stand too, very good, professional. So the only things I had to buy is the throne, kick pedal, drumstick holder. Let's see, anything else? Obviously the monitors and the monitor stands. Relatively affordable. All this stuff. It's not going to break your bank. Just get it on Amazon, man. Read the reviews and try it out. So those are the, I got my little thing here with all the wipers where I wipe down the, get all the dust off. and everything, and cables and whatnot. There's not a whole lot of every once in a while, like, you gotta oil the I put some WD-40 on the other day. Everything was squeaking. Even this throne was squeaking, but WD-40 takes care of basically anything. But yeah, and I oiled up the chains. It's like a car. You gotta make sure this thing, gotta take care of it, because it'll last if you take care of it. Now, if you don't, I can see this thing, you can beat the hell out of this thing and you can really start wearing it. But I play pretty hard. I fucking slammed the shit out of this thing, and it can take a pounding. It can take a pounding. And the only other thing that you can do is maybe get a couple bed sheets, some cloths. I got 2 of them there, that black one and this one. I just put it over the whole kit because you know, unfortunately, I have this thing in the garage. When I tinker around out here with other things, I get the lawnmower out, or you know, doing whatever out here, some of the dust and whatnot and debris can get in here, so you want to just cover it up. But hey, if you don't give a shit, then don't do it. You know, if you got this in your house, then honestly, I'd still do it. So, again, that I think is it. I don't think I'm missing anything. You know, you get your basic surge protectors and whatever. I use that hook up for my power. I can plug 4 things in there, and then you know, just regular instrument audio cables into the back for the outs right here, left and right. Both speakers. Yep. So, but it's a sharp looking kit. It sounds great and it plays good. The feel is freaking awesome on it, and I had a good time with it, and I'm continuing to have a good time with it. So there's the Alesis Strike Pro SE. It's a thumbs up in my book. Get your hands on one if you can get it.